hear things that they did that maybe we can apply for our future success? Maybe a blueprint to follow. I know you're going to do things your own way, but do you take anything from?
No, I think it's important to look back at history, not only recent history, but history. Ways back. You could look at a lot of different teams that have struggled and then had success. Dallas Cowboys when they were 1-15. The Oakland Raiders way back. I mean, you could look and see all the teams that have been able to flip the script and do that. And Philadelphia has certainly done that. So going from that season they had then to Nick's first year, then Nick's second year. So you can always look at that. And it's always you always have to go through some adversity. Obviously, you got to have schemes that are good, that are simple, that you can repeat, and then obviously the addition of players. You can't. You got to have good coaching and good players to be able to win at a high rate, and they've certainly done that.
By virtue of watching what Justin does every week, your defense has an appreciation for how dangerous a running quarterback can be, and how can that help them against somebody like Hurts?
No, it does help them. Obviously we've played against Justin all through training camp, and all through the competition periods we have even now, because we compete for certain periods during the week, and it's I see it as a benefit. To be able to play against somebody like Justin. He's such a dynamic player, and so is Jalen. Both guys are guys that can get into the open space, can break a pocket down if the coverage is tight, and then run with the football to create first downs. So, going against our guys certainly is going to benefit us.
You guys do one.
Matt, you touched on it a little bit with the depth guys. Linval, Joseph, Sue, obviously big signings, big names, but they haven't really popped on the stat sheet yet in their month plus with the team. When you look, is there an impact beyond the box score that you're seeing with those two guys?
Yeah, it seems to me that Jonathan's putting them in there in rundowns more. Certainly Linval, obviously a big body that eats up a lot of space in there. And then obviously Sue, has been playing more 3 technique. Linval's been playing more 0. But it seems like he's doing that. And those guys are really good run defenders. And they can rush the passer too. But, I think that's how he's utilizing them right now. So that's why you're not seeing them as much in the stat sheet. Because they have 8 guys that are in there, sometimes 9 they bring up to the game. And, they got the pass rushers that are in there at that time. But, again, those guys are dynamic players as well.
When you're able to cycle through so many defensive linemen the way they do, what is the benefit of that to them?
Just freshness. You're limiting reps, for the guys, and when it becomes a pass rushing down, then there are guys that, can play first. They just come in on third down in passing situations, and you're just limiting reps. So when guys have less reps, they're able to go harder, faster. He believes in the same principles we do, in terms of them playing hard and their intensity and all those types of things that they do.
When you're studying the Eagles offense, what are you finding most impressive about what Hurts is doing?
Yeah, I think he's really clear and concise on his reads, where he wants to go with the ball. He doesn't mess around with a lot of different, look here, look over there. And I think he does a really good job of knowing where the coverage is telling him to put the ball. And I think he delivers it on time. He's a very accurate passer, throws a good deep ball. And I think he's really running that offense, at a high rate, and the skill level that he's got around him, with getting their tight end back, obviously that's going to help them a lot. And obviously the two pass catchers are really good, and the other guys are good too. They have good stock of receivers, and the tight ends are good too.
Man, in these
Yeah, we have a challenge every week with offenses, but this week it's both hands are full. They are. I'm not quite sure that they have any weaknesses. Usually you try to make a team play left-handed, but they run the ball well. They have big plays in the passing game. They have 3 complete wide receivers. The quarterback is outstanding. I think the most complete team in the NFL. So we have our hands full. So what that means to us is that we are expecting guys to play A football. You have to play A football. Now, playing A football doesn't mean you have to play out of your mind. It means that you have to limit your mistakes. It means you have to tackle well. It means you have to be on your assignments. It means we have to coach well. I have to call a good ball game. That's everyone. That means coaches and players and coaches bring your A game. And, the old thing, that's why we play the football game to see what happens.
Obviously, Jalen Hurts has everybody's attention every week.
Yes.
But the fact that your defenders have seen the impact that Justin has had with his legs, do you think that drives home the fact that they can't let him run the way they've seen Justin run?
Yeah. No, I think it does, and little by little, I think that's the way the league is going, with guys that are super athletic that can use their legs to do multiple things, and the thing about this guy is he's just not a set of legs. He can throw the ball also. You still have to be able to throw the football to win in the league, and especially in 2-minute third down, and he can do that. I'm not sure that they have a weekness.
With Hurts, what's standing out to you about the way he's protected the football amid all the success he's had?
Yeah, Sirianni, that group, they do a good job of. I know they emphasize taking care of the ball. I'm not sure as much as we do, but I've been with them I was with them for a few years, and I know what they're preaching. I know they're talking about taking care of the football, and it looks like they've brought in, looking at the stats on both sides, taking away the ball and taking the football away and taking care of it. So, but you know what? It's not giveaways. It's called takeaways. So they're trying to take care of it, and we're taking it away from them. And so that's our job on defense, and for us to win the football game, that's part of it. We have to create takeaways and give our offense short fields and give them extra possessions, because they do possess the football the way they run it.
It's been talked for a while about the Eagles skills guys, but how would you describe what Lane Johnson means to them and what they do?
Yeah, more specific.
He's hard to get past, right? And when you're an opposing defense, how does that challenge you in ways when you're trying to create some things?
Yeah. Without going into too much detail, you have to see if you can get his eyes in different places and distract him. Make him count in terms of different guys in different spots. Make the count different for him, and then so now he's got to do a couple of things. He's got to move his feet. He's got to protect, and he has to figure out his assignment. So if you just say, "Hey, line up here and do this," that's tough. But if you make him do some other things, you have a chance.
How hard is it to do that against Jalen Hurts?
I want to say it's hard to make it look like somebody looking open. I mean, like, your speed, so it depends what type of player you are. So you could turn on or off. Just depending, like I said, what type of player you are. So I feel like I could turn on at all times.
Juan, what has you excited about the opportunity you guys have this week? You get a top scoring team, you get a dynamic quarterback. It's Eagles. Like, what's that opportunity and what has you excited?
It's always a great opportunity when a team like this comes in and comes into our home, turf, and we play them. It's always a great opportunity to go against great stars. That's why you play the game, to go against the great quarterbacks, the great receivers, a 1,000-yard rusher and Miles Sanders and people like that. So it's always great to be challenged every week. Especially everybody's great, so everybody's good in the NFL. So it's always great to have a good challenge, and no one's gonna shy away from the Eagles or whoever comes in here or wherever we go. So
do you see similarities between Jalen and Justin, and does it help going against a quarterback like Fields?
I want to say I see similarities. I feel like Justin has taken over. He's been very balanced in the run game and pass game. I feel like I think Justin Justin. I'll say that. So I want to say there's no similarities with that one.
Thank you. From their defense that has kept them at the top of the league all year.
Yeah, I think that front seven, specifically that defensive line is really good. So they're able to get pressure, be able to stabilize the run game. So they're very talented up front, able to rotate a lot of guys. So I think that's kind of where it starts for them on defense. And then their back end players do a good job of playing the ball and creating turnovers. So big challenge for us this weekend, but I think we're all excited for it.
2 years ago, they were a 4-win team, and now they are at the top of the league. For you guys, as you're in that kind of rebuilding mode, do you look at that as like wow, look what we could accomplish here. What's possible?
Yeah, well, you can see how, I mean, not just them, but other teams too. Like, you know, you look at Cincinnati and a bunch of other teams, but you can kind of flip it around pretty quickly in this league, I think. You know, depending on what pieces you add and, you know, how guys grow in the system and all that stuff. So, yeah, you know, you definitely see that, and it's encouraging. You know, you can do some quick turnarounds here in the league. So, yeah, I know a lot of the stuff. I mean, there's some similarities there, you know, when you look at it, and yeah, definitely things you can look at and, you know, be excited about for the future.
When you play this level, you want to be the best.
Yeah.
You're not going to be the best. You want to see how you match up when you face the best.
Yeah.
Just what's the opportunity? How exciting is it knowing, you know, an Eagles team that's the best in the NFL?
Yeah, no, yeah, it is exciting. You know, these last 4 weeks we got some really good opponents, and starting with Philadelphia, so a good opportunity for all of us individually to put good stuff on tape, and then as a team to be able to kind of show what we can do against these top end teams. You know, I think at the end of the day, when you look at what we've been able to do this year, I think there's been really just 3 games where we kind of were outmatched throughout the entirety of the game, but every other game we've been in. So I'm excited about it. I think that we're going to bring a good challenge to them, and you know, they're going to have to come ready to play for us too as well.
The opportunity for you guys in the secondary against this Eagles team.
Yeah.
That's, you know, they're leading the league in scoring. What do you think about the opportunity that you have Sunday?
Yeah, no, like, love having the opportunity, you know, like, people talk about pressure and stuff, but I think pressure, you know, I always talk about pressure being an opportunity. So really going into it, like, you want to go and play the best team, you know, it's a chance for us to go out there and as a DBs or as a whole defense to show, like, what our group can do, what we're capable of. So, you know, any opportunity you have to go and play a good team, you know, like, I love it.
What do you want to Jalen Hurts being a dual threat guy who can beat you both ways? Matt Eberflus was asked if he thinks you guys facing Justin Fields every day in practice kind of helps you think about defending him.
Yeah.
And he said yes. What would you say to that? And why do you think?
100%. Like, you see the way Justin been moving all season, and he getting loose all the time. So, you know, in practice, you know, you got to be aware of, you know, the type of QB that you have. And so, you know, us having him all the time, you know, we're aware of that. So, you know, having seen some similarities with Jalen, you know, like you said, you know, you're just going to be aware of it, really. So, you know, having that practice, like, you know, we've seen that before, so there's nothing new.
Taylor, this excited about Eagles coming to town. That's the best team in the NFL.
Man, that's a great football team, but I also feel like we're a great football team as well. And so we just, the men and guys, you know, we're ready to go compete, you know, put a show on. Just go out there, compete, and have fun, and, you know, just execute, and the scoreboard to take care of itself.
And you guys, when you're a competitor, you're always looking to see how you match up against the best. So, it's okay.
Yeah, my bad.
So with that in mind, you know, what's the mentality going up against the best team in the NFL when they come to Sunday for that Sunday?
We have the same mentality for every team we go against. We are who we are. We're really good at what we do, and we're going to continue to trust and believe in one another, and, you know, just keep, you know, laying it all on the line. We came close a few games this season. At the end of the day, it's all about finishing, and so, you know, that's what we're working on. We're going to continue to work on, and we'll be just fine.